While on a routine mission, the adventurer Dale comes across Latina, an 8-year-old demon girl with a broken horn, a criminal's mark in demon society. Latina displays the skeleton of Ragu, a male demon whom Dale believes to be her father. Dale buries Ragu properly and takes Latina to cruise to seek assistance from Rita and Kenneth, the owners of the tavern where he rents a room. Dale and Rita nurse her back to health by providing her with a bath, food, and rest. Latina has grown very attached to Dale by the next morning, and Rita gives her a pair of ribbons to cover her horns. Dale decides to adopt Latina as his daughter after buying her new clothes and shoes, despite his dangerous adventurer lifestyle and lack of experience with children. Ragu shows Rainbow while living in the forest. Dale has become a devoted parent, but he is neglecting his job in order to spend time with Latina. Rita sends Dale back to work while she and Kenneth look after Latina, whose awkward attempts to help in the tavern endear her to the normally jaded adventurer customers. Latina has started learning human language and cooking a week later. Kenneth and Latina go shopping, but Latina is distracted when a street magician conjures up a rainbow. Rita mobilizes Gilvester and the other adventurer customers to find her while Dale rushes to find her. Latina meets 3 young boys, Ruddy, Marcel, and Anthony, who make her cry by accident and then beat up their other friend Chloe. Latina heals Marcel's scraped knee, demonstrating her ability, a rare skill. They meet Gilvester, who takes Latina to the tavern and then escorts the children home as they become friends. Latina apologizes for causing trouble for the adventurers and sobs when Dale returns because she wants to be with him and is afraid of being alone again. That night, she and Dale read a rainbow-themed book. Dale is devastated when he is offered a job that will require him to be away from Latina for several days. Dale flies there on the back of a dragon, but he is so grumpy that he frightens the pilot, who inadvertently inspires Dale to buy Latina souvenir candy. Lord Gregor, an old friend of Dale's, is surprised to learn that Dale has adopted a demon child. Dale is asked to kill several servants of the 7th Demon Lord because the king does not want to send his own soldiers in case the Demon Lord perceives it as an act of war. Latina is depressed at the tavern, so Kenneth teaches her how to make shepherd's pie. Chloe, Latina's friend, comes to the tavern to see if Latina plans on going to school, and Rita decides to have Dale enroll her at the local school. Dale and other adventurers assassinate 3 dragons and a female demon who all serve the Demon Lord in the forest. Customers enjoy Latina's pie, and Gilvester is astounded at how quickly Latina managed to completely charm the rough adventurer customers. Dale returns home after 2 weeks with Latina's gifts, and Latina presents him with a shepherd's pie she made especially for him. Dale is amazed when Latina heals an adventurer's injured arm, so he teaches her several new spells. Latina begins her first day of school and meets a new friend, Sylvia, while their teacher, a religious zealot, makes her uneasy. The teacher notices Latina's horn under her ribbon on her second day of school, physically attacks her, and begins spewing anti-demon hatred, attempting to turn the other students against Latina. But her friends defend Latina while the teacher is removed by the other staff. Latina is traumatized after learning that the average demon lifespan is 200 years, which is more than twice Dale's lifespan. That night, Latina violently severs her remaining horn and nearly dies until Kenneth rushes her to the temple's hospital. Latina teaches Dale that she does not want to be a demon if it means she will outlive him and her friends. After reassuring her, Dale pays a furious visit to the temple priestess and uses his considerable political clout to have the teacher fired and defrocked. The adventurers throw a party to celebrate Latina's recovery, and she apologizes for causing everyone concern. At the party, it is revealed that Latina cannot sing, but Dale still thinks she is cute. Latina learns about birthdays from her classmates and begins going to Chloe's house after school to learn embroidery from Chloe's tailor parents. Dale learns from Kenneth that he has begun paying Latina a wage for her work in the tavern, which traumatizes Dale because he would gladly buy her anything she desired. Gilvester becomes suspicious of 2 men watching Latina in the tavern. Latina reveals that she used her earnings to purchase materials and create an adventure satchel for Dale's birthday. After Dale leaves for work the next day, Latina realizes Gilvester has left his money bag and rushes outside to retrieve it. On her way back to the tavern, she is attacked by 2 men who want to kidnap her and sell her on the black market, where demon children are rare and valuable. Dale had told her to only use attack magic if she was in danger. Latina begins to cast a spell when Gilvester arrives and threatens to murder the kidnappers. Gilvester is stopped by the arrival of the police lieutenant, who also happens to be Sylvia's father, and arrests the kidnappers for threatening one of his daughter's friends. Dale receives a letter from his hometown of Tithro and decides to go there to have his jacket, which he received as a gift, adjusted to fit his taller stature. Rita becomes ill, and it is revealed that she and Kenneth are expecting their first child. Latina makes the decision to accompany Dale to meet his family. Latina goes shopping for a knife at Ruddy's father's weapon shop, while Dale looks for a mage's cloak for her after consulting Helmine. The two set out on their journey, and Dale easily protects Latina's magical beasts, while Latina demonstrates her utility with her support magic. Along the way, the two stop by the gravesite of Latina's father, Raghu, so she can tell him about her new life. The two set up camp, and Latina proves she can cook even in the woods, which Dale appreciates. Dale and Latina continue their journey through Haas before arriving in Kuala, a port town. They dine at a posh restaurant that night, and Latina notices one of the entertainers wearing an armlet similar to her own. Dale and Latina inquire about the armlet with the entertainer, Glaros. Glaros explains that she is a demon from the country of Basilio, which is ruled by the first demon lord, and that an armlet is traditionally given to demon children by their fathers to celebrate their birth, as demons have a difficult time reproducing children. Latina's armlet inscription reveals that her father Raghu's full name was Smaragd. Glaros explains that after the first demon lord was killed by the second demon lord, she fled Vasilios because the country had become dangerous. She goes on to say that while there are several demon lords, such as the third demon lord of the sea and the sixth demon lord of the giants, there are three calamitous demon lords: the second demon lord of the underworld, the fourth demon lord of plague, and the seventh demon lord of war. As they continue their journey, Dale and Latina come across Joseph, a beast man friend of Dale's. Dale and Latina arrive at their next stop, a village of beast men. They live with Joseph's family, and Latina gets along well with Maya, Joseph's daughter. The two enjoy a feast prepared by the beast men the next day as they bring in two giant boars they hunt. After another night in the village, the two depart, and Maya is upset when Latina departs. Dale and Latina arrive in his hometown, Thqnk, after evading a barrage of arrows and avoiding traps set by soldiers. Dale explains to Latina that he has returned because his brother York is getting married to Frida, the chief's daughter of a nearby village, Sunas. Latina is introduced to the family by Dale. Latina composes a letter and mails it to her friends at Cruz. Dale's grandmother takes Latina to a kennel to play with the dogs while the villagers of Thqnk prepare for the wedding. That night, Latina expresses her delight at being with Dale. The next day, Latina feeds some dried meat to a baby soaring wolf that Wendelgard showed her in the woods while Dale follows her. Latina strikes up a friendship with the beast. York and Frida marry that night, and Dale tells Latina about his life before meeting her. Dale accepted the title of Ricky and the responsibility of defending the village. As a result, he killed other people who threatened Thqnk and was unhappy until he met Latina. Dale and Latina prepare to return to Cruz after saying their goodbyes to friends and family in Thqnk. Wendelgard bestows a name on Latina before departing because, while it is normally given when a villager reaches the age of majority, Wendelgard does not expect to be alive when Latina reaches the age of majority. Maya sees Latina again, so the two set out on their return journey, stopping at the Beastman village. After spending a day there, the two continue on their journey, stopping in Kuala once more for Latina to purchase a souvenir for Rita. After some time, the two return to Cruz. Latina returns to school and tells her friends about her adventures, while Dale does the same at the tavern with Kenneth and Rita. After seeing a cat pass by, Sylvia informs Latina that cats congregate at night in the marketplace, but she is not permitted to visit at night. Instead, Dale takes her to Gilvester's next-door neighbor, Gojo Shihasu, who has several cats as pets. Shihasu, who has immigrated from Japan, persuades Dale to hold a festival to celebrate the growth of children, a tradition from Shihasu's homeland, and to dress Latina in a kimono. The soaring wolf pup Latina befriended makes the trip to Cruz to see her. Helmine drops by as she is accompanying Dale on his next assignment that will keep him out of town for a month, as Rita's child is about to be born. Latina expresses a desire to mature, which puts Dale in a bad mood and causes him to drink. That night, Helmine comes in to tell Dale that he needs to be more realistic about his devotion to Latina and live as long as he can for her sake. Dale and Latina visit Rag's grave the day before he leaves, and he promises to look after Latina for the rest of his life. Dale starts his assignment the next day, leaving Latina with Rita and Kenneth. While Dale is away, Rita's child is born, and Joseph's family visits the tavern to see the child, as well as allowing Maya to see Latina again. Dale later returns to Cruz to be with Latina. If you think Latina is cute, like and subscribe. Watch this one next.